first, we'll organize.
Okay. Okay, we'll open the commissioners meeting for January 5th, 2026. We'll start with the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First order of business is board reorganization, being the first meeting of the year.
Yes, sir. So for the 2026 year, we need to reorganize the board of commissioners. As we've done in years past, at this time, I would seek nominations for the office of president.
I'd like to nominate Chad Blessinger for president, if he would accept.
Any further nominations?
I'd be happy to have any other board member do it. I believe in the spirit of rotation of leadership. If somebody else would like to do the president this year.
Doing a great job.
I agree.
With that, I'd take a motion to appoint Chad Blessinger as the president for the 2026 term. That was your motion.
So moved, yeah.
Seconded
Second.
by Cerise. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed say nay. Very well. Congratulations, Mr. Blessinger, for being president for the 2026 term. Now then, we'll also seek the office of vice president for the board for 2026.
Nominate Nick Ostetter.
Okay, hearing no other nominations, I'll accept that as a motion to appoint Nick Hostetter as the vice president for the 2026 term. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed say nay. Congratulations, gentlemen. I will now hand it over to President Blessinger.
Okay. So, first, we have the minutes from the December 15th meeting. Any changes? I'll move that we approve the December 15th meeting minutes.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. We have the payroll. Looks like we have had a couple of them here to go through. Is anybody have any changes or problems with the payroll as presented?
No.
No.
Move that we approve.
I'll second.
All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. I had a couple questions on the claims for the county, so I'm gonna hold off on acting on those until I get those answered. So I don't believe we had a treasurer's or clerk report this meeting, so we'll probably get one of those next time.
It's too early at the end of the year.
So let's go straight into our highway report, please. Superintendent Leakin, please.
Don Lucan, from the Morris County Highway Department. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Okay, first of all, I got score sheet for the gravel road conversion evaluation. I will be conducting a reevaluation, which we already ran the roads. But I will get that, a proposed conversion projects to update. And I will give you the new scores and let you know exactly which roads we're gonna do. This year, we're definitely gonna do 650. 650 south.
Okay.
We're gonna do that. That was ready, started last year, so we will do that one this year, and I will let you know which ones, how they list. Second of all, removed from inventory, I have 6 items.
How many roads are on to be scored this year?
5, I believe.
There's only 5 on the list of people. I mean, this is the list.
650, Kings Ridge Road, 900 East, should we 67, 625 West, 850 West, and 800 West, I believe.
And these are all people that have come into the commissioners or to the highway department and have said, I'd like to have my road
Yep,
evaluated for an upgrade.
got all the right of ways for them, all signed, ready to go.
Okay.
Just that they're on the list
And we have a set amount of money that we do with this every year, and if it's one road may eat up all of that, or we'll just see how it goes.
Yeah.
Okay, got it, thank you.
So, still waiting on 760 up there, still waiting on that one gentleman to sign, or they are. They're trying to get him to sign, but so, we'll see what happens there.
Thank you.
All right, the inventory is, first one on the list is Black & Decker 3/8" drill. That is an item, it's a corded drill. They never use it anymore, and plus the chuck is stripped out and it's just junk. I talked to them about it. Second item is a DeWalt 1/2" impact. It was an 18 volt. It was very old, and they upgraded it to 20 volt. So that they don't even have no batteries for it anymore because the batteries are shot. So they upgraded it to a 20 volt instead of an 18 volt. Instead of trying to get more 18 volt batteries, it's not worth it nowadays. And then same with the DeWalt 18 volt circular saw. I think they said they can't get the 18 volt batteries anymore. So, and then another one is DeWalt concrete vibrator. That one burned up, smoke going, and then they tried it again later on, and same thing. So they're all trashed. Swivel tractor creeper seat is just a little seat about 18 inches high. A wheel broke off, and they threw that in the trash. And then a calculator in the office from one of the girls, it just stopped working, just completely blanked out. So that was trashed also. So those 6 items we need to take out of inventory.
I'm pretty certain that we'll probably vote just fine to remove those things, but probably in the future, don't throw them away until they're declared surplus, just in case. It'd probably be me out of anybody, would say, hey, we may have a purpose for that.
Okay.
I've said that with other stuff that other offices thought were junk, and usually they're right and I'm wrong. But, I don't know if the board would agree with that, just probably don't throw them away until they're declared surplus.
Okay.
But that being said, sounds like all of these, I believe all of these items are junk and should be declared surplus. Anybody disagree?
No.
I'll make that motion that we declare these items, these 6 items surplus, be removed from the inventory.
I'll second.
Any other discussion?
No, sir.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Third item, excavator operator. With your approval, we would like to put it up for bid for the guys in-house. See if maybe they would like it, because there's a guy gonna be retiring here in early spring. So we'd like to go ahead and get somebody in there now, and every time we get a chance to go ahead and have them in there and show them a few things. Because being an excavator operator for sure is a little difficult, and they need to learn a little bit of learning process there, so.
Being up for bid just means the person with the most seniority, if they're interested in
Yes.
switching positions, they could.
Most seniority and qualifications. I mean, we had a guy that ran them before on another job. We would probably take him before.
Gives people an opportunity to put their name in the hat and be considered.
Yes. Yep.
Sounds fine to me.
I would agree.
Agree.
And then Holland Dumpster Site, I'm waiting for a lady to call me about 2 locations. She's supposed to be giving me a call, and we'll go down there and check those 2 sites, see if they're feasible.
Is this on Kentucky?
Do it.
On Kentucky Avenue or Kentucky Street?
No, this was right by, is it Bob's Liquor, I think,
Okay.
right along the highway. And then they own the same right behind, which is right next to the Old National Bank, I believe, or there's a bank back there,
Okay.
right next to it. They own like 10 acres there. So one or the other, but we don't even know. I mean, I know it drops off quite a bit, but we've got to go, me and Levi's gonna go down there and walk it and see if it is feasible to even, if we can.
How's the current landlord? Have we talked to him since he's given us the extension?
The last time I talked to him, he said there's no way he definitely.
No, I mean, as long as far as us going month to month with him, he's still.
Oh,
okay with
yes,
that.
yes, yeah, that is still good, yes.
I just don't want to be thrown out on our.
Yeah. So, yep, that is, still all good and, just hoping to get something soon though, so we don't have to have that problem. So, that's all I got.
I would just ask you to try that person right next door into the site, and that would be ideal if we could just move them,
Right.
30 yards. Would be nice.
I will stop in there. Like I said, I was in there one time last week and nobody was around. Knocked at the door. So I'll see what's,
Yeah, you could try maybe an email too. I think that was on that website.
yeah, okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Good morning,
Good morning.
Levi Leffert, Highway Engineer. I'll get started with my report with the Community Crossing 2026-01. Got a draft agreement here. I just got one copy because I sent the electronic copy of it to each of you a couple weeks ago. This is basically a boilerplate agreement with NDOT. It's really not much of any negotiation. This is going to be for the $1 million that they are awarding to us for the paving projects, which will cover approximately 80% of the cost to pave Club Road, St. Anthony Road North, and 550 West. NDOT requires electronic signature on this via DocuSign. So in the past, the county engineer has signed on behalf of the county with the board's permission. So I am requesting approval of that agreement with NDOT along with permission to sign on behalf of the county.
I was thinking I signed this already electronically. Or I signed something electronically from NDOT recently. I was just looking to see what that was. But as far as that goes, if I haven't signed it, I would be happy to make a motion to let the highway engineer sign on behalf of the county. I've read through it and it's the same as it is every year, so I'm satisfied with that. Okay. I'll move that we allow him to sign it if necessary.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
So the Community Crossing 2026-01 has been advertised for bid on December 30th. Is when it was put into the newspaper, and it will be put into the newspaper again on January 6th. Any paving contractors interested in submitting a bid can reach out to the highway department to request the bidding documents. The sealed bids will be received up to the hour of 9 a.m. Eastern Time on January 20th, 2026. So that is going to be the next commissioners meeting. At that meeting, those sealed bids will be open publicly and read aloud. So again, any paving contractors can reach out to the highway department, reach out to myself, and get you the full bidding package to look at.
So are these folks that are common people, CalCar, and all those folks, are they reached out to you directly, or is this just they read it in the paper, or how do we?
So the common paving contractors, which are your repeat ones each year, are going to be, there's a few of them. We send them all the bid documents and plans, but you never know. You got to make sure to give a
Absolutely.
fair opportunity to any other contractor. So
Okay, so something is given to them
yeah,
directly as
it is
well.
given to them directly, but anyone else that didn't receive one that would be interested can reach out to the highway department.
Sounds good.
We've got a road closure starting today on St. Anthony Road North. This is located approximately 0.6 miles north of Santine Road, and the closure is anticipated to last the entire week. So our plans are to open that up sometime on Friday. This work is to put in a precast concrete box culvert. So since this is one of the roads that's getting paved next year, one thing that we do before it gets paid, as we go out there and we inspect all the culverts. It makes sense to replace culverts before, so that way you're not tearing into a new roadway. This year was one of those ones that was due for replacement, and in running the drainage calcs, I noticed it was significantly undersized. Talked to some locals there and asked if they had any drainage issues with overtopping of the road. They said yes. We noticed an area, it's kind of a low-lying area. The road's starting to break up, likely from moisture being held in the subgrade issues, which I believe to be a result of this pipe being undersized and water not getting to where it needs to go. And so running the drainage calcs determined a box culvert needs to go there. So kind of knock out two birds with one stone. And this is going to be precast concrete, meaning box culvert is fabricated, built off-site, comes in on a semi, and then they put them in. So compared the cost of a precast box to a cast in place, meaning we pour the concrete and make it in-house. And since this was a smaller one, the cost on this here, it made a lot more sense to do this here. It was cheaper than us building the cast in place. Bridge crew hasn't done a precast box culvert for many, many years. But like I said, this one here makes sense financially, and also it's a lot quicker. Your road is closed for 1 week versus 4 weeks. So a lot less impact on the traveling public, which is always a big win.
So we cut crap, some semi dropped it off, and then we seal it back up.
It comes in sections, so it's 48 feet long in total. There's 8 6-foot sections. Semi will deliver each section. We take out the culvert, put a concrete or stone pad in, lay the sections on there, push them together, backfill, and move on. Pretty quick. And then some upcoming bridge projects. I wanted to keep Bridge 116 on the list. This was one we were supposed to do late last year, but the weather and staffing and scheduling changes pushed that back. So I want to keep it on the radar because we are going to do that sometime in the near future. Date is to be determined. We are going to be focusing on a lot of bridges that need riprap, have scour protection, like erosion, things washing out, especially springtime coming up, heavy rain events. We want to make sure our bridges are protected, the abutment walls and footers. So we have been identifying several of those throughout the county, make sure we're doing preventative maintenance before it becomes a bigger issue that requires more money. So preventative maintenance is important, not just replacing bridges. So. And then along with the bridge projects, I am looking at our budget from the Cume Bridge Fund, seeing what our projects are going to be done in 2026 and prioritizing those, shuffling things around, looking through our bridge inspection reports, seeing what's top priority. So once I get a list kind of put together, give the board an update on what we'd like to see get done in 2026. So. Any questions on any of that? Okay, I'll move on to the Bridge Safety Improvement Project. This is the federal grant application that the county applied for. And I have an interview with NDOT tomorrow. This is going to be with their scoring committee to present the application that we submitted. I did go ahead and give you a little handout there. It's just a 1-page, gives a summary of that application. And this is the final step. So if NDOT selects us, we could be awarded up to $3.789 million to put towards this project, which consists of guardrail, new guardrail, and in treatments. So it'll be a pretty major safety improvement to the county. We won't be able to do all the bridges, but we'll be able to knock out 50 to 60 of them, which is a good little bit. So fingers crossed that goes well and NDOT selects us.
Buried end treatments look like those would be very safe.
Yeah, the end treatments we have right now are what you call a blunt end. So if you hit it, it's not gonna be good. It's common for counties to have blunt ends. You see them around a lot, but it doesn't meet current standards. We always get docked on that, but again, it is common. Most counties don't have the crash-worthy end treatments on all the bridges, but we'd like to go ahead and get some if we can.
Yeah, even the improvements aren't wonderful, but the better than what was there, so.
And then my last item I've got is the NACE conference. That's the, stands for the National Association of County Engineers. So we are a paying member of NACE. I think it's a great organization. They have a conference each year. In 2026, that conference will be held in Arlington, Texas from April 12th through the 15th. And the IACS group puts funds aside for a scholarship that any of the 92 counties can apply for that scholarship to help fund, travel expenses and registration fees to attend the NACE conference. So I went ahead and applied for it this year, and I did receive the scholarship to represent Indiana at the conference, but I would like to request the board's permission to attend that conference.
Do I have any opposition to that?
No objection.
No objections.
Do you have board consent?
All right, sounds great. Appreciate it.
All right.
See if there's anything
Congratulations
I
on being
can.
selected.
Thank you. Hopefully I can learn some new innovative solutions and technologies and maybe some ideas we bring back to the county. Any other questions or comments?
I don't believe so.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I needed so one of the vouchers that I was asking about was for brush cutting and excavating. Came out of county lit is like just under $15,000.
I think that was the remaining of the park that they used for the swine barn.
So the council said you can have,
Use it up to that amount.
and this was the last 15,000 of it. Okay, so we have claims against the county. Anybody have any issues or questions with those?
None.
Approve the paying those claims?
I'll second.
Any other? In favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
We ran in the process of converting, so I don't know what kind of reports or books we're gonna have in the future, so.
You good?
You may get different things over the next few months, you never know.
So how's that been going with them so far?
Today we have to send them a backup, so that's where we're
It's
at.
going okay. Two Boys Strong is having their annual meeting luncheon on February 3rd. If anybody's interested in attending that. I believe in the future, there might have been paid seats that we received
They
some of
used to give
these.
us a table, but I haven't seen or heard anything.
But this year, they're doing it differently where people are supposed to pay. So, just wanted to tell you that is coming up. And looks like both of you have seen this one, but there's a NEPA review for a new 245-foot tower in the Ferdinand area. All they were asking us was if we knew if there was any historical or state or national registers of historic places, anything of archaeological or engineering or cultural significance in that area. I wasn't aware of any. I don't know if either of you were. So, that's what that one was. There's that list of things. So we had the solid waste management district, board appointments. There was some question if the commissioners by statute were appointed automatically just by the nature of the position. But just to be safe, I would make a motion, just to get it in the record, I'd make a motion that we appoint the 3 members of the board of the solid waste management district board.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. And then surplus items? So I think this one we just did here.
Okay, calculator in the treasurer's office that no longer works. There is an iPhone 6 that doesn't hold a charge, that was replaced at the CASA department. And there's 4 Surface Pro tablets that do not work. Sharp calculator is broken, and a Surface Pro keyboard that does not work in the prosecutor's office.
So I believe all of those were sent to us, or they were at least sent to me, I don't
They were
remember.
sent to everybody.
Sent previously. Anybody have any problem with declaring those items surplus? Okay, I'll move that we declare all of the items surplus to be disposed of.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. And then on the list, it also says department head meeting day. Is
So
that-
Nick, I reached out and you never responded. I sent several emails.
Except for the.
Sheree said she could do it if you can't do it, but it's your turn, so.
What day is it?
Wednesday the 21st. We haven't, I haven't sent it out because I hadn't heard for sure, so I was waiting.
And usually is that started right at 8 o'clock?
Yeah, Marky and I have several things we'd like to, us with the conversion and he
Sure.
in the year. we'd like to-
Sure. I've got it wrote down. If you tell me, Nick, what you want. Because I just
All
started.
right, I'll work it out with Cerise and one of the two of us will be there.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, so department head meeting will be Wednesday, the 21st at 8 o'clock. Another item that was sent to us was a audit information for the telephone system. Do you have any comments you want to make on that?
I don't, they do it every year and it kind of makes sure that we're at their lowest price and
So I read through page 1, but really that's old information, that doesn't have anything to do with us currently, then I reviewed it, looked at page 20, the 2025 audit, it sounds like we're in as good of a spot as we're gonna be.
we've been saving money since we switched last year. And we don't have the headaches of lingo anymore, so.
Anybody have any questions or concerns about the communication system?
No.
So it looks like we have, I guess I still don't understand it completely, that we have 33 SIP trunks,
Sick girls.
and that is session initiation protocol. I tried learning about it, that means the voice over the internet protocol. I'm trying to figure out exactly how does 33 translate into all the phone numbers we have?
It's the lines we have in, the phone numbers we have are UID numbers. That's how you reach people. In that,
It's just how it is.
I can't tell you how the computer works, I just know it works. That's for them to tell us that it's the right thing. If you need more information,
And it
I
works
work for
well.
somebody here.
And it works well, so.
Any updates on the fax line? For,
They're gonna run when we, run the lines for our new access points, they're gonna run that phone line. And we are meeting on the 15th, get that stuff started. So it's just on hold until that time.
for the veteran service office, their previous veteran service officers had wanted a fax line too, and so I think we're just trying to.
We're gonna run the line when we're already running some lines.
Good.
And he knows it's coming, it's just gonna take a little bit.
Mr. Meyer is gonna be up in 15 minutes, but I don't want to move it ahead in case are you waiting on any other people or if anybody to the public wanted to come? Does anybody on the well, how about you, Mr. Shin? We'll give it a moment, just in case somebody else shows up. I hate to start the conversation and somebody that's interested not hear what you had to say. Did you have some items?
I do not.
Anything from the auditor?
Just that we're in the middle of starting the conversion, so.
That didn't take much time.
No, look how much time.
Amy, did you have something?
No.
Okay.
I'm afraid I can't help you out either.
I got one more chance.
I missed the meeting, the last meeting. Did we have any presenters for the opioid funding or any updates on that?
They canceled that day.
Right,
It was-
I remember that.
Yeah, it was Safe Haven, and they weren't on the agenda, and they emailed that morning that they
So
couldn't
they
get
could.
down because of snow or something.
Have we, any updates to anyone pertaining to any of that or not?
Nope,
Okay.
both of those folks that were interested in using some opioid money, and at least one other entity that was interested.
Right.
I've given them all the information, what we expected, and they know that they need to come and present if they want.
Okay, I just wanted an update on that because I hadn't heard anything.
I think, we're gonna be advertising for additional appropriations this week. And Wyatt was saying he needed more drug testing money, which was out of the opioid money.
When I talked to him, he was saying that he had money left over.
Right, but that appropriation's gone, so we have to reappropriate it. If you don't have it committed at the end of the year, you can't carry it
So he was
across.
too late to
So you can't,
carry it
you
over.
have to have a contract or an invoice, you can't just carry it across because you want to. So we're gonna have to reappropriate some of that money this year for him.
So what I told him was there was some money that was approved previously, it didn't get used. I told him I didn't think he would take any exception to him using it this year, because he didn't use it last year.
I don't have a problem with that.
So we'll re-advertise and start over with.
Did we not originally have the Board of Finance on here today, or was that for the
Next one.
20th?
Second meeting.
Well, Mr. Meyer, if you're prepared, we'll go ahead and get you up next. So you sent us a letter a little while back regarding moratorium on battery energy storage system construction in Cass Township, and you're here to present on that today? Is that correct?
Good morning, commissioners and all. Happy New Year. And did each one of you get a copy of the letter?
Yes. Thank you.
It won't take very long. But I do want to say, Donnie, did you say Old National Bank in Holland?
I didn't know for sure which company it was. German American Bank.
You could get lost in Holland looking for something, you know, but German American's right there in the front, so.
Across from the elementary school?
Yep.
Yep, that's the one.
All right. Anything else?
Anybody else need directions at home?
It's a tough place to find if you're looking. Anyway, with the letter that was typed up, and really there's just five things I want to go through. We did have a meeting December 17th, the township board, and quite concerned about, you might say, our ignorance, because we really don't know the township about what's all going on. First, I thought the construction out there near the Barlow property was actually an oil well going in. And then as I drove by, I thought, no, that's not an oil well. But I didn't know what BESS and all that was about. The fire chief there at Holland has met with them. I have not met with them at all. I think there was a representative that met with the town board, and a lot of the information has come out since then. And the fire chief has invited me to go with him to another meeting, so hopefully we'll find out more about all of these things. But we were concerned about the public safety and especially emergency response because of our fire department. The Holland Fire Department and St. Henry, it's the location is somewhat in between both of us. So we do need to have some information about what is possible there. So the second thing, who's financially responsible? As a township, that's gonna be a hard thing to come up with. We're looking at a new fire truck sometime in the near future. $500,000 is what they're talking about for that. When I started 16 years ago, it was $160,000. So, quite a change in 16 years. But if you figure $10,000 to $15,000 a year for equipment and everything going up, that's about the number you're going to come up with. Ordinances and land use, and I know a couple of weeks ago when you had your meeting, there was quite a discussion that the county does not really have a whole lot of ordinances. I think we rely on the state, but we need to find out more things, what we can do. Environmental impact, we have 2 schools within range of that development, Holland Elementary and also Huntingburg Elementary. So we're quite concerned about the environmental impact. And the last item is public disclosure, and I think we've covered that already with meetings with BESS people, and hopefully we'll have a lot more. But again, I reiterate that I thought it was an oil well going in. Looked at the construction there, and something else is going in there. When I drive up 161 to the intersection with 64 of an evening or morning, I see all kind of lights back in the Duff area. Holy cow, what kind of construction is going on there? We really don't know. I don't know whose responsibility it is to let us know. But now that's Patoka Township. I haven't talked with Donnie A. Strike how much he knows, but one time I did mention to him, Donnie, you need to go through the Duff area to see what's going in out there. And he was quite amazed about what's all going in. And of course, anybody that drives that back road, I guess, to Jasper, I think your eyes will be opened about what the construction's going. So I just wish that we knew more about what's going on, and hopefully maybe we will in the future. All right, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
But you can't get lost in Holland.
Just to reiterate,
Well, hello again.
hello.
Dave Duncan, county resident. Just had a couple of questions for you. First of all, Chad, I sent you an email with this letter. I hope you got it. I've got 2 copies here for the other 2 commissioners. Okay.
Dave,
Dave
Duncan, he said there's public comments yet, or?
I'm sorry, are we not in public comment yet? Okay, I'm sorry.
No, how about this, if you're on the same
Subject.
page as where Mr. Meyer is, you can,
I'm
I'll let
sorry,
you yield
I'll
a
definitely
few,
done, I'm sorry.
let him yield a few moments of his time to you, if he's okay with
I
that.
just had a couple of questions for the commissioners, and maybe one comment. You placed the moratorium in effect, correct? For a year, is that right? Moratorium
Solar, yes.
solar, right, correct. I applaud you for that. And then I think you mentioned at that time, you're gonna have a committee put together to investigate future ordinances and.
So we'll have to put a group together to review where we are and where we want to
I
go.
mean, what's the status of that?
No, we haven't put one together yet.
Okay, all right, that's good.
But, if I'm sure I'll have a say in it, I'd like there to be public representation in addition to county representation, so.
Yeah.
We will
Well,
definitely.
that's my point, is when you do form that committee, it would be nice to have some citizens involved on it that are on both sides of that issue, so.
Well, and for, and the way I would have been looking at it, since I got your letter, this has been something we've talked about, is it seems like a lot of people in the area have done a lot of research and they
Yeah, we have.
have a lot of thoughts on it, right? I mean, they've taken the time to, it's important to them, so.
Right.
I'm trying to think of the right way to say it. People that are knowledgeable, right, that have taken the time to look into it, might as well have them as part of the committee.
That's right.
Instead of a bunch of
I agree with
people
that. I agree with that 100%. And that-
The more people that have looked into it, the better, I
Yeah,
guess.
I agree with you. And I think that's been lacking on numerous levels. I'm not pointing at you guys or anything, but the due diligence on this has been lacking across the board as far as the hazards and things. So, and also, you previously stated, or you have, Chad, but it's been stated that the county can't do anything about this because you don't have any zoning. But I don't think that is actually accurate or totally accurate. Because there are police powers in Indiana for counties and local municipalities to institute due to hazards and safety conditions or concerns. And I can give you this little scrap piece of paper I got out here. It's got the codes on it that apply to that. So I would like for you guys to look into that as well. Any possible codes that could be in place now to stop it, that's specifically about BESS. Because that's a big concern. That's a big safety hazard, as we've talked about before. So there are ways you can stop it. Solar is bad enough, but the batteries are really bad, as I've stated before. So I do believe there's ways you can stop that. And like I said, you have a committee get together, participation would be great for both sides. So I'm going to give you this.
How about you give it to Mr. Schneider?
Right.
Thanks, sir.
And that's all I got.
All right, thank
Thank
you,
you.
Duncan.
Thank you.
So we don't have another item on the agenda until 9 o'clock when the drainage board meets, or Mr. Brosmer comes up. But on I guess just on this solar topic, one thing that I thought about while we were having this discussion is I don't want to be looking at items after it's too late going forward, and that feels a little bit like what we're doing here. I think we had public meetings when we talked about solar before, and it's kind of like the Mid-States Corridor. We have discussions at these meetings, and I don't blame people for not paying attention to county commissioner meetings. They're pretty dry for the most part and not real exciting. But all of this stuff has been talked about in public meetings, and it gets approved. And then whenever the construction starts, when it's, a year and a half later, then that's when the public gets wind of it, and it becomes more of a hot topic in the area. So it's unfortunate that that's how it is, but people have lives, and that's why they hire representatives or, government the way it is for us to do that action. That being said, what I thought about as we're talking about batteries, solar power, even roads, those kind of things, what about some of the other hot topic items in the state are wind turbines. We don't have anything on the books really for wind turbines, short of when these power companies call. My personal thought was, if you're going to tell me about turbines, don't bring them here. I don't want to see them. And I don't have the authority to stop somebody from doing that or pursuing that if they want, but they ask my opinion, not to give it to them. But I don't want to see those in our community, and they've always dropped it. The other thing, so wind turbines is one that we don't really have much on the books on. Another one that's huge across the state is data centers. We don't have anything on the book for what we would do at data centers, because what has happened in other communities is a representative will call and say, I want to have a data center in your area. Here's all the great things it'll do for the community. You'll have more taxes, and we're a good, quiet neighbor, and which all that stuff may or may not be true. But then the community doesn't know anything about it. Then they start building, and then the community gets upset, and it's too late because there's 7 acres of storage buildings in the community. So I guess my thought was, or as I've been thinking about this, was as we have this committee to look at our ordinances, maybe we make it a little more encompassing and think of some of those other hot button items of things that we do know about that are causing pain points in other communities. Maybe we're the community that says data centers are wonderful, here we want them, or maybe we are a community that says those are terrible, we see all the negatives and we don't want it. But at least we should be prepared and not be working on it after the fact, because I feel like that's what we're doing with the battery systems. The minimal amount of land use regulations that we have, they're meeting those regulations. They've gotten approval from Homeland Security to do it here. So to me, it seems like they've gotten those steps that, no,
No, I got a comment.
no, thank you. You can wait to the public comment section if you'd like to comment again.
I'll wait for it. Thank you.
So, again, once a business invests millions of dollars, they've gotten permits from multiple places, it's hard to, from a legal standpoint, to put a stop to those things. So I just wanted to bring up that for a comment. Anybody have any comments on that?
No, I think that would be a fair thing to study and, I mean, yeah, it'd be nice to be in front of these things.
The other thing that's gonna be, I think, gonna be another, item that we're gonna have to chew on is the zoning issue. I think I printed out something, it was in looking back in the Herald. I know some people don't look at that as often as they maybe used to, but it was, what did they do, 25 years ago? 25 years ago was the last time that was brought up and stomped out. Because just like saying wind turbines, solar, or data centers, some people are gonna think those are great ideas and other people are gonna think they're terrible ideas. So we're gonna have to just look at that. Is zoning gonna be the right thing for Du Bois County? I looked at, I think it was, I forget the gentleman's last name, that's 4 letters, maybe it's Buck, I don't know, the guy who's running for commissioner or had run for commissioner in Gibson County, and on his sign, vote for me, no zoning. Right, so there's other places that are just, he thinks it's such a positive that people will vote for him because he's opposed to it. So I would guess that there's gonna be a lot of people in our community that are gonna say, I hate zoning, here's why, and there's gonna be some of the people like are in this room and say the benefit of zoning would be higher protection possibilities for our communities. So, Mr. Schneider, did you have anything to add on anything, or you think we're caught up?
We're caught up, I guess, and I understand and I appreciate the sharing of the statutes with me, and I'll certainly look into those. My interpretation again on the moratorium was that we have a permitting process for solar energy, which best is not, it's related to it, but it is not the same thing, and our ordinance does not control that. The moratorium that was passed dealt with granting permits, which this board had the authority to do for commercial solar energy systems. The permit authority, through my research in Indiana code, which is, sorry, from page 2214-8, is with the Department of Homeland Security by my interpretation. And counties and units can regulate that through their planning and zoning departments, which I believe, from my interpretation again, is where we're coming up a little bit short. I think the things that you're discussing, if we were to develop future ordinances and comply with land use regulations, then those are things that we could address in the future. Things that are already taking place, I think we're limited on being able to control those. In my review of case law and things of that nature state just that. So it's my, I guess it was a solicited opinion, so that's my solicited opinion.
Thank you. And I will say, just for the board and for the public's knowledge, I did reach out to, let's see, who is this? The Energy Management Preparedness Director. And so there's two different boards that are involved with the best approval at the state level. I think it's the Office of Energy and the other one is the Homeland Security. So I do have messages out to both of them. One of them basically responded and said, thanks for writing. I put 2 people on it. They said the other person's the one that's going to respond with a more full of an answer. So we will have more information in the next couple weeks, hopefully, on that. But, okay. So, but regarding, just to wrap this up, Mr. Meyer, his letter did say it was a formal request for a moratorium on battery energy storage system construction in Cass Township. Short of us finding, getting some more information that is counter to what we know already, I don't think that this is something that we're able to do. Even if we had wanted to make a moratorium on those, especially he was asking for this to not only apply to the future, but also to the previously put it in place, energy storage system. So as far as I know, we can't do that. Or I wouldn't feel comfortable doing it. Any comments on that?
No, I would agree with you. I don't think once the project was started that, we can go back on it.
And, you know, and like I've told people before, if we had all kinds of different authorities, I don't have a fear of using that authority, but I don't want to ever take a step over that line of what authority we have, what we don't have, because I'm risk averse, and if we do that, someone will sue us and we will be in that shape. And that's just more money out of the taxpayer's pocket. Mr. Schneier, should we wait till 9 o'clock to have the drainage board meeting? We have about 8 minutes, is that?
I believe that we do need to wait because that's what it was advertised for. It is a separate body.
Okay, so we'll do that. Usually we have a public comment session at the end of a meeting. Let's go ahead and have that now we'll have it for the next 8 minutes. If we need additional time after that, we'll come back on after the Board of Drainage Board.
I'm up, okay.
Yes, sir.
Concerning the Indiana Department of Homeland Security, I did talk to them. When they approve the solar project, they go by NFPA 855, and that's it.
Mhm.
I asked them, do you do any site selection? Do you approve site selection? No, that's up to the local authorities, and that's what I was told. All they base their approval on is NFPA 855. That's what I was told.
And I did look at that too. That's 144 pages of not fun reading.
Yeah, it's a big document. I'm sure all NFPA documents are big.
And if they do go through, if they stick with what's in there, I mean, that's a good guideline for.
Yeah, but fire codes don't stop fires, right? I mean, there's fire codes there, but we still have fires. Yeah. So, so the other point I want to mention is AES and whoever else is in the county, if you stop them, they probably will try to sue you. But you got to think in the future, if this battery goes up and hurts kids, then what's going to happen? What kind of lawsuit you going to have then? Because you're going to have some then too. So it's a trade-off, right? So, so back to what I said at our earlier meeting, it's the responsibility of elected officials to protect the citizens of their area. And that's all I got to say.
Okay, thank you. I do want to say too, that I wanted to mention something to Mr. Meyer while he was still here, is that they talked about having a need for a fire truck. And I know that, and I was going to invite him on Friday. I will invite him to, on Friday, we're going to take a tour of the Pike County area that has a similar thing. And so we're going to at least get to put our eyes on it, physically be there and see that. But one thing that AES has mentioned multiple times is we bought a fire truck for Pike County. So this is one of those things where we can say, hey, maybe Cass Township could use a fire truck or some help with it, and maybe they would be open to that. You're welcome to come up if you have a comment.
I have a lot of comments, but I'm not allowed to say all of them. My name's Randy Bartle. About the fire truck, if they don't come around, we don't need a fire truck, one thing. We don't need extra fire protection if they're not here in the first place. The other thing, I've talked to some area landowners that did not sign up for any of this, and they're getting infrastructure put on their property because of it. You know, you want to protect the landowner's rights to sign up for this, but are you protecting the landowner's rights that don't sign up for it?
I mean, if somebody put something on their property, they would have to sue them. I mean, that's how that
Well,
works.
they're using eminent domain to put power lines and stuff on their property, and they didn't sign up for any of this. So, there's,
And again, if we had a bunch of power, then that was something I would do something about, but we don't have power to tell someone if they have eminent domain.
well, in future projects, maybe you ought to ask a few more questions for you know, whether it's solar or anything else, contact the area landowners around them. You know, you want to protect landowners' rights. Which landowner rights are you protecting? Everybody's landowner rights, or just certain people that get you tax money? Thank you.
Thank you. We probably have time for one additional comment if anybody wants to make one.
I have a different topic that I'd like to make a comment on.
You got 3 minutes?
I don't have all the I'm Amy Kippenbrock. I don't have all the research done, but I know that they're proposing a bill this session on districts of commissioners. When we went through redistricting and re-precincting after the last census, it was my understanding that the districts for commissioners are separated or were separated at one time based on miles of highways. And that it wasn't restricted to population of the census. So we didn't spend a lot of time on commissioner district conversations back then, but I just bring it up just to let you know that that's something that they're talking about, or that they continue to discuss, making it more populated, diversified instead of highway miles diversified. So I know what the population from this last census was for our districts currently, but I don't know what the highway mileage breakup is per district. So I tell you those things in an effort to, if you want to think about that, or if that bill makes progress, how that might affect us. I'll pay attention to that from the bill progress and share, but if that's something that is something you want to be concerned about, there is a drastic difference in census numbers for our district, but I, again, don't know what the highway mileage district breakup is. If we would have a way to know what that is, I don't know what it is. So I feel like I would lean towards your department if you know what the highway miles is, and I don't know the breakup of like which highway miles that makes a difference of, so.
We've never, since the time Commissioner Hostetter and I have been on, nobody's ever mentioned highway mileage as part of the reason, rationale for districts. It's always been, the clerk says, there's 15,000 in this one, 15,000, 16,000 in this one, it's within 5%. And that's how we've done it in the past.
The way the statute was wrote when we did the redistricting after the last census, it was not based on populations. And I was told from the state that we didn't have to worry about commissioner districts. So I'll look up the code and maybe I'll converse with Greg Schneier about that, just to make sure that I'm on the right understanding as I watch that bill make progress. And then I'll let you know if I learn more things about it.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amy.
So if there's no other business for the Board of Commissioners, we can close this meeting. We'll give everybody one last chance. Okay, we're gonna close the Commissioners meeting. And we will call to order the Drainage Board with Mr. Brooksman.
Morning.
Good morning. So I believe the first order of business generally with the Drainage Board, Mr. Schneier, is the same as with the Commissioners.
Correct. New year, new term, reorganization. I think if memory serves, we have done it by slate of officers, I think, the past few times. I'll entertain basically nominations for the board, or we can choose to provide those out for president and vice president, et cetera.
Any opposition to the doing it as a slate? Nope. I'll make a motion that we approve the reappointing the same board as in 2025.
I'll say.
And that board being Chad Blessinger, president, Lee Stefano, vice president, secretary Sandra Morton, ex officio surveyor Kenneth Brosmer. So I'll move that we maintain the board.
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That motion carries. So the first order of business would probably be approving the minutes from the January 21st, 2025 Drainage Board meeting. I will move that we approve the minutes as presented.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That motion carries. So is there, Mr. Brooksman, is there any news on the Drainage Board? Anything new in the drainage area?
Been quiet. 2025 was good. Just I get calls whether from solar or different things going on in the county, whether a ditch is a legal drain or not a legal drain. Other than that, just letting people know which ditches are legal drains and or not. If they want to do a project, state highway, a lot of times they check. Solar, they check. had a power line one time go through and make, so, nope. Quiet.
Yeah, I was gonna say, regarding the drainage issue, we had the situation where we had a right-of-way issue with, that gentleman on the north part of town. Where we worked through that, but that wasn't a drainage board issue necessarily. And the folks that we had the hearing on 47th Street.
Oh, and a little side ditch?
Yes, the ditch that was between the two, two members. So I went out and I looked at the property one time, they both sides invited me and I went different times and looked at both of those. But as far as drainage, that's the extent of what 2025 did for me, were those two issues. Anybody on the board have any drainage issues this year?
No, that was the only one.
You know, I just, like I said, you might get a call for this and that, but nothing real major that you need to involve the drainage board, just kind of take care of it.
Are there still
Thank
just
you for
the 10 legal drains? Is that what it is? The same ones we've had for the last 90 years or so?
Yeah, it's
Or more?
just been that way for a long, long time. We did vacate that one, I think, right? South in town. Yeah, so we got rid of that one, but yeah, it's a lot of counties in the state. They have a lot of drainage in the flatter counties or along a river. Drainage is important, but with our terrain, not so much. You know, it's a few drains on the White River watershed and the Patoka watershed is, I don't know, farmers are taking care of it if there's an issue or, yeah, it's just moving right along.
Sounds good. Is there any other business from highway on, anybody, any comments on this, anything else from the board?
No, sir.
Anything from you, Mr. Chair?
No, sir.
County auditor? Anything else from you, Mr. Surveyor?
I'll let you know if I
Okay,
need you.
all right, we will close the drainage board meeting for this year. Thank you.
Okay,
The
thank you.
next meeting will be January 4th, 2027.
We will be here.
Goodness, that sounds so far away.
Yep, that's the end of the meeting. And do you have one of these filled out?
If the commissioners are separated by county.